Nicola, it's so good to see you. Thanks for coming back.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you so much, Ashley, for having me back. I'm excited about 2021. What about you?
I am excited about 2021. I'll be completely honest with you. I know a little bit of our pre-chat. 2020 was a bit exhausting, and 2021, I'm looking forward to a revival of a lot of things in my life: health, my mental health, my physical health, and my financial health. So that's why we had to talk to you again, to just dig deeper, get a little bit more specific on how we can go into 2021 with success in our finances. So let's start out with the whole resolution word. I know that doesn't really come up with finances, but how would you see a financial resolution to be for this year?
Well, actually, a financial resolution is necessary.
Okay.
These are what we might name them differently, like goals, but I share with people that when you can have a clear vision and, even tie positive emotion to what you're trying to accomplish, then you can resolve in your mind that it's going to happen.
Right.
And so I do encourage resolutions. There are going to be some people who say, oh, resolutions are bad, but that's because they don't know how to keep them. And I'm going to share with you how you can.
Right.
And I have been using these strategies for many, many years. And, like we were talking about, that I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth. I had to have a shift first in my perspective about things, including money, put things in priority so that I have, just like you said, not only the spiritual or the mental health, but also the physical health to implement what you want. And it is possible. And we can talk about that a little bit more.
Yes, let's do. In fact, what would you suggest someone go ahead and resolve to do with their financial situation this year?
Well, finances, again, most people say, don't be emotional, but people are emotional.
Yeah.
Fear, pessimism, disappointment.
Yeah.
Those are emotions, but those are emotions where the lowest finances are created.
Okay.
Sometimes none. So the first thing we got to do is uplift our perspective about it.
Okay.
We have to know that things can and will turn around.
Yeah.
And what you want to do is make affirmations that things are becoming better. Don't try to trick yourself to say things are better when they're not, because your brain is going to say, no, they're not.
Right.
But if you say things are getting better or becoming better, and you say that to yourself over and over, eventually you start saying, you know what? Well, you start believing it and you start doing different things, because everything happens twice. First in a thought and then from action.
Right.
So your thoughts are going to determine, are you going to make things better? Or are you going to continue to operate in what you see, which is not always the truth. It's temporary. When we begin to understand that everything is temporary.
Yes.
You will know that challenges are also temporary. These changes are necessary. I want everybody to say that.
Yeah.
They're necessary for us to grow and innovate. Can you imagine if we were only still communicating through beepers?
Right.
Pagers, right? I think doctors still use it maybe in the hospitals.
For emergency purposes, yeah.
Right. But imagine that was the only way that we would be able to communicate. What you have to realize is the best creations and innovations come out of challenges.
Yes.
And so can it with your money, because there's only one place that money comes from, people. Yeah. So when now you have the opportunity to fill in gaps where there were otherwise voids, where people need it, it can make them happier, healthier, or make them more money. That's where we're going to be heading.
Awesome.
And it's going to be the jobs, not of the big businesses. It's going to be the jobs of the individuals like you and I, who now bring, maybe we're not walking into a big building.
Right.
Maybe what we're doing is bringing our gifts one-on-one, right? which can now become a business. We're going to talk a lot more about that. But the first resolution is you need to resolve the things you're going to get better. The next thing you want to do is say, I'm going to take it one bite at a time.
Okay.
People tried to inhale all the problems of our last year at one time because it kept seeming like we were in a boxing ring, right? So why would we fight what we can't control?
Right.
Versus control what we can.
Right.
You can't control the way you look at it. You can't control what you do about it.
Right.
So why don't we start working on controlling that?
So when they're looking at their personal income, say from 2020, and they want to recover it and kind of do better for 2021, how do we start? Can you give us some really good specifics on how we can do that?
Yes. The first thing you need to do is look at your finances in 2020 and your bank statements and your credit card statements are going to tell you your priorities.
Okay.
And if your priorities, meaning your money was not going into intentionally places to earn more money, that's the first thing we need to change.
Okay.
So we want to identify where should our monies be going?
Right.
Where we can thrive in this economy, where jobs are getting slim, opportunities appear from how we used to create income, maybe go to college, get a job, are changing. Maybe it was you go to college and start a business.
Right.
And then now with that business, you use the income to grow that business, and then you use that income to invest to make more money.
Okay.
People they're excluding themselves from the world that's making money. Business owners and investors. And so we're going to talk about how you can do that even if you have $500.
Okay.
You're not excluded.
Yeah.
You're not excluded. Everyone who is an investor started with a seed, and it's all relative. Investors speak in proportions or percentages. It's not necessarily the whole number. So if you have an income, you need to now have a budget. And after we talk about how much should you be budgeting and everything like that, but you need to first have a budget. So you know what are you doing with your finances so we can start giving the finances commands that can create more cash.
Okay. So we need to organize our priorities. What are they financially? And then figure out what needs to be priority needs to also give back. So some of those need to be investments. Is that
That's right?
Okay.
Absolutely. And investment, people get all nervous about investments. They start thinking, I don't know anything about that. Yes, you do, because you're consuming. And if you look at the places that you buy, most of those places are in the stock market, and other people are just buying a portion of those companies with investments. It's not difficult. I know that some of the channels make it seem extremely difficult, but if it wasn't difficult, if they didn't make it seem difficult, they might not even have a job. But my job is to simplify and allow the haves to connect to the have-nots in a very simplistic way.
Right.
The thing is that we budget to save, don't we? We always say budget to save, but the rest of the sentence is you save to invest. You save to invest. So where do you save to invest? Well, in a business, maybe, if you could. But then now you can actually go into maybe Robinhood. That is Robinhood.com. You can go to E-Trade, Ameritrade. There are online places where you could literally practice or learn more about it and start off with companies that you use.
Yeah.
People are like Amazon. Okay, you shopped Amazon Christmas or holiday, but how much of Amazon do you own?
Yeah. Okay.
Right? Sometimes you could have invested in Amazon versus a PS5 for your family. We gotta just start simplifying this, but also we gotta say, you know what? Our budgeting just gotta get better, and our money just needs to go intentionally to places that can earn more money.
Right.
And we gotta do it in quarter by quarter by quarter.
Okay.
Success leaves clues. People don't do an entire year in an entire year. They do it in a quarter, especially financially.
Yes.
Say Q1. And so you need to look at Q1. What do I want to earn? How much money do I need to earn or have coming into my household by quarter one? And then now you reverse engineer that into weekly,
Okay.
and then into daily.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
so guess what? You might not be able to earn significant money daily, but if your money was in the right place, it could earn money daily. Have you heard? You got things like Bitcoin going up tremendously.
Right. You are full of so much knowledge, and I would love to get to where we can go to find out more of this great resource that you're telling us about. Resources.
Well, the first thing you need to do is you need to go to Google.
Yeah.
Go to Google and say, hey, what stocks are great stocks right now?
Okay.
And don't go buying it right away. Go and do your homework.
Research, yeah.
Fidelity.com, like I said, Robinhood is for beginners.
Okay.
Go there and start having conversation. The first thing is budget and say, you're trusting these brands anyway in your home.
Mm-hmm.
You can trust someone with your money, but get help.
Mm-hmm.
Look up a fiduciary.
Okay.
Look up that word, fiduciary.
Yep.
They are by law supposed to look out for you and help you understand more about this.
Awesome.
I'm seeing more people, they're not investing. They're still trying to labor themselves out of a financial rut. And that's going to be the hardest thing. You have to leverage yourself out of the rut. Use your money to make more money. Use your money to start a business, no matter how small it is. And you're going to thank me later for it, even for the tax brackets and everything that you're going to get, all the benefits.
I love it, Nicola. This has been wonderful. Thank you so much. And as always, people can follow you as well on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter, correct?
Absolutely. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and you can go to NicolaSmithJackson.com.
You definitely encouraged me, and I am energized, and I do feel good about 2021. And I'm excited to look up how I can go ahead and jump right into this investment pool. This is exciting. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.